Hello guys, we are live. I'm just gonna wait just a couple of minutes for everyone to see that we are live and ready to go. Say hi as you jump on, send me some hearts, tell me where you are tuning in from. I'm currently in France, from my kitchen again. I'm doing this live. Okay, so just waiting a little while for people to see we are live. Say hi as you jump on. I am okay. I will be able to post that. That's great. All right. Let's start. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Reduce Stress to Boost Your Immunity, which is the third workshop of a series. Hello Julie. Hi Julie. Hey Stephanie. I know you can't stay long, which is fine. Thank you so much for joining, and then you can watch the replay. So this is the third workshop of a series. If you have not watched the previous two workshops, you can watch them you can go into the video section of this page and you will see they are there. So last time we covered so the first one we covered eating and drinking right for your immune system. The second one was more about digesting well to boost your immunity, and today is really about reducing stress to boost your immunity. For those who don't know me, I'm Audrey. I'm a nutrition, weight loss and wellness coach. I help busy women to find their happy weight and keep it off, boost their energy, beat their cravings and bloating so that they can really feel good in their own skin and confident in their own skin. And with me, there is no cooking for hours. There is still wine and chocolate because I'm French after all. And, you know, that's just really the things that I really enjoy. So that's definitely part of my clients' life if they obviously like chocolate and wine. But I'm all about making it simple but sustainable for my clients. So that they can really create healthy habits that they love for life. And my approach is very holistic, and this is very relevant to actually today's workshop, because I believe that mind and body are totally connected. So when, for example, someone has some symptoms or, you know, health issues, I believe that, you know, a holistic approach is always the best, because mind and body are connected, and to really tackle an issue and resolve it in a sustainable way, I believe that we have to understand that connection so that we can actually understand how our own body. Hello Karen. Hello Ella. Tell me where you are tuning in from, guys. Nice to see you. So I believe that once we understand that connection, therefore we understand better how our body works, and we are in a better position to find what works for us, you know, in the long run. Instead of just, you know, going to see someone for, I don't know, lose, you know, 10 kilos or whatever, and just focus on only nutrition. No, it's not how it works. You know, and weight loss, for example, is a very good example. Weight loss is only the symptom of a number of things that have happened in your life or in your mind that, you know, kind of led you to put on weight, right? So there are a number of explanations behind this. And I believe that it's not only via kind of like fine-tuning your diet that you will find a long-term solution. Most likely, and this is after years of helping women find those solutions, most likely there is something a little bit more to it. So But this was not always the case. Actually, I changed career in 2012. So I worked in investment banking for about 10 years in Paris, in London, and I changed career in 2012. And actually, stress and unhealthy habits, I will share more actually about that today. But stress and unhealthy habits were really a trigger for me, and I want to share more some of the tips, or bigger things that I did to heal myself from what I could call, actually, now that I've stepped back, abusive relationship with stress, between myself and stress. So literally I went back to school, I changed career in 2012, and I set up my health clinic from scratch in London. We stayed about 10 years. I met my partner there. We then decided to go to Asia for a year and a half, and we arrived in France about 6 months ago. Anyway, but what about you guys? Where are you from? I know that some people have said where they are tuning in from. Keep them coming. Send me some hearts. I love to see that in the comments. And please tell me if you can hear me well. The connection, I'm here in France, in Aix-en-Provence, and it's well known that unfortunately the connection is not ideal. So please tell me if if the sound gets creepy or anything. I will keep kind of checking briefly the comments. So here is what you will learn today. The first one is why chronic stress cannot coexist with a strong immunity. In other words, why when you're stressed, whether you are aware of it or not, you're actually kind of killing your immune system. So we'll discuss about that, and also what are the physiological effects of stress on the mind and on the body. And as I talk about that, and again, there might be things that you already know and stuff, and there might be things you're like, that's why I was feeling like this, or that's why I currently have those symptoms. So and then the third thing is, okay, well, that's all well and good, but what to do about it? So there are, a number of things that we'll discuss there. Then we'll identify, in all honesty, with you, I will get you to identify what are the gaps between, between your current situation right now and your perceived level of stress. And finally, we'll discuss about the simple steps that you can start taking from today, right after the workshop. Cool. So before we get started, all the people that have registered on the Eventbrite link are considered registered participants to this Facebook Live, and will be invited to apply to a complimentary consultation with me of 40 minutes after the workshop. So if you miss that, you might still be able to sneak in and get a slot, but there are only a few left. So just drop consultation in the comments of this live, of this video, and then I will reach out to you, and we'll see what we can do about it. So my intention with this workshop really, and I was discussing that with some of my family members this morning, is, we have the power to heal ourselves. And we literally have in our body and our mind, actually, most of the tools. And we can obviously learn more, educate ourselves to use this power or not. We basically have the choice to use this power or not. Then obviously it's a question of being aware of this, and it's only when you become aware, when you reach the stage of awareness, that you can then decide if you do something about it or not. Whether you do it wrong or right, that's another thing. And that's why I'm doing all those workshops. And because, like, especially in the current environment, you know, there is obviously lots of fear going on, and some of the fear, which is very human, don't get me wrong, but some of the fear also comes down to some people not really, you know, being confused, overwhelmed, not really knowing. But I'll tell you, we have the power to heal ourselves on a number of things. We don't need the vaccine. And at the end of the day, if everyone, you know, from a health perspective, we're actually kind of like doing more of the basics, doing more of what your body needs, then I guess everyone will feel a little bit better. So I just wanted to share that and tell you that, you know, my mission is to make it simple for you, but yet powerful. So first thing first, so in order for you to understand why chronic stress cannot actually coexist with strong immunity, and why in reducing your stress levels you actually boost your immunity, we need to just talk a little bit more about what the hell is the immune system. If you're still wondering, what is that thing doing? What is that? And also talk a little bit more about the nervous system and put the two into context. So, because your immunity is obviously, you know, part of your immune system, and stress is a response from your nervous system, and then from there a certain number of things happen. Can you guys hear me well? Nobody has replied on that, but please let me know if there is any issue with that, or if I froze at any point and I need to just repeat. Okay, so for those who have not attended my previous workshop, I mean the last workshop, I described the immune system as basically it's your internal protection. It's your army. It's your internal army. So think of it as you know, a normal army. You have soldiers, and those soldiers, well, they need to be strong. They need to have good food. They need to train all year long. Thank you, Julie. And this way, when you know, invaders or, you know, whoever nasty wants to come or fight, then they are ready to respond, to fight. And it's not, you know, the panic, the munitions are there, they're strong, healthy, and, you know, they do their best to defend, you know, either their government or their leader, whatever. So your internal army is literally that for you. So, and sometimes actually your army will fight against something you have no clue about. You just carry on with your day, your job, your, you know, stuff at home, and you don't realize, but your immune system is actually, you know, internally fighting against anything nasty, bacteria, you know, virus, fungus, parasites, you name it. And so about the stress, so, you know, so that's the immune system bit. And then for the nervous system, so obviously we'll make it basic, simple, and just for you to understand. So to simplify, let's focus on two parts of your immune system: the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. It's the nervous system that is first able to perceive if there is stress going on, and so it will literally, so that will be the sympathetic nervous system that will kick in, that will send signals to the brain in a, you know, said in a simple way. And from there, the body will release stress hormones such as cortisol. And as long as your body, as long as the nervous system perceives those, you know, level of stress, your sympathetic nervous system will be kept on. So you will remain in a state of stress, but you might not really know yourself. I mean, I'm talking of, you know, right now, you know, nowadays, how we live. Where literally we are under stress in different ways, you know, it takes different forms, different type of, you know, intensity, but we are literally, our sympathetic nervous system is switched on literally from the moment that we wake up to the moment that we go to bed, you know, and I'm no exception to this, you know. I definitely have to work on that, but because I know it, it's obviously easier. So anyway, so that's the sympathetic activity. As soon as the nervous system is able to, you know, perceive stress, then it keeps it on. Okay, so this is the nervous one. And then in front, so for example, chronic insomnia is a case where the body, you know, over a long period of time will just stay in a state of stress, and then progressively you will start having symptoms. But because it was not like, you know, like you push on a button and you have a reaction, it's kind of like, you know, the button is like a little bit on and off or always on, but then, you know, it will start to create symptoms maybe weeks or months or years down the line, and it will take forms that you won't really, you know, make the link between, you know, a few things. And some of my clients, you know, have, you know, like wake up around like, you know, 35, 40, and I'm like, what the hell happened? I've put on weight and this, and well, that's often, I mean, you know, that can be well, you know, linked to stress, or at least some things, you know, mind and body, that have been become a habit, you know, a lifestyle, and that have, you know, down the line cause some imbalances. So then the relaxed one. So you have the nervous one and the relaxed one. This is the parasympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic nervous system is, think of it as your recovery zone. This is the one where, you know, this is the chill one, you know, restful recovery one, restoration. That's the one that gets activated when you actually take care of yourself. So neither, I'm not saying that one is good or bad, right? But it's all about what I was describing in my workshop last week. I was talking of, actually, we need bacteria in the gut. It's all a question of balance. And it's so funny that now that I talk about it, I realize that actually the body is, I mean, I keep being fascinated by the body and the mind, but is it not just a reflection of how life is? You know, like finding the right balance for all of us, body and mind and soul. And so here it's the same. You need to find a balance between the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. And being aware and being flexible with, you know, when you use which one, okay? Because they all have, they both have their utility. Otherwise, that would not exist in our body. We will all have, again, all the tools to heal ourselves. So you might be like, okay, but what's the link? How is that relevant to immunity? And what's the link between stress and immunity? So first, so the immune system is your internal protection. So as I said earlier, anything trying to get in that should not be in, you know, your body will try to, your immune system will fight and get rid of it. Yeah, defend you basically. And all of this requires energy. Okay, so that's one thing. But here's the problem. You have two protection systems. You have the internal one that will answer, that will kind of answer like internal threats, like I've described for your immune system. And you have one that will perceive more specifically, and that will respond to external threats. And that is your adrenal system. You might have heard of adrenal fatigue, burnout, and all of this is definitely in that part. Okay, so your adrenal system. So basically, why is this relevant? So let's take an example of you've been abroad, you caught a bad like I was in Bali, it happened to me. You caught like, you know, a bad infection, and you might at some point catch, you know, the diarrhea or something along those lines, and you happen to have a tiger or a bear running after you. I will explain to you why I refer to a tiger or bear and where is that coming from. But let me ask you, how do you think that the body is gonna split this energy between the two, between you having the diarrhea and, you know, not feeling so good and fighting a bad infection, and actually trying to save your life because you have a tiger or bear running after you? So, well, I hope you have the answer. Your body's first mission, it is to protect you. It is to keep you alive. That's the master mission of your body. So therefore, when there is an external threat, such as, you know, like the bear or the tiger, typically where your body thinks, God, you know, she can die any minute. So then all the energy in your body at that point will literally be allocated to saving your life. Anything else, forget about it. It's completely shut down or running like on a very, very, very low level. So the body will allocate the energy where it's needed the most. So why am I talking of the bear and the tiger here? The thing is, our body, the way our body works has not actually changed since the Paleolithic times. Hello Sylvie, run away. Yeah, exactly. Fight or flight. I'm going to talk about that. So our body has not changed. The reaction of it has not changed. What has changed is our environment. Like at the time, in the Paleolithic times, they had big worries, don't get me wrong, you know, between the bear and other animals, you know, that needed to either fight against or run away from, but also like a really real struggle to kind of, you know, with adverse weather conditions and finding food and, you know, making sure that they all stick together as a community, as a family, and things like that. But I mean, you know, the thing is, nowadays we have such a high number of vicious sources of stress, and so that's one thing. So lots of them, you know, we actually don't really perceive them. Like right now, I am personally in a state of stress, and I will explain to you why that a bit later on, which is totally normal. And in temporary period of times, your body totally knows how to deal with that, and so there is no problem with that. The problem is when it does last. So stress is not an issue, chronic stress is. And I bet that, you know, some of you, I do remember, like when I was in banking, like you would have asked me, are you stressed? I would be like, yeah, no. Or I would have been like, yeah, you know, normal. And actually, when I ask some of my clients, they're like, yeah, well, you know, like normal. Who is not stressed? And that's in a way, that's the problem, is that we have reached a point where, yes, that's true. There are so many sources of stress, and this is part of our life. So the point is not to say that you can be, you know, like this all the time, and it's just not realistic. However, the point is to manage that level of stress to a point where it does not impact negatively your body or any aspect of your health. Or so I diverted a little bit. What I was saying is basically nowadays we are switched on. The sympathetic nervous system is switched on literally from the moment that we wake up to the moment that we go to bed. Plus, you know, what they did not have at the time, but we have, you know, the Wi-Fi, we have the pollution, we have, you know, the bossy, horrible boss, you know, the horrible boss, for example, you know, stress at work. When you are an entrepreneur like me, you know, you have other sources of stress. When you have a mom, you know, the kids at home, and especially during the lockdown, you know, all these things add up. And this is stressful, but also, you know, some crappy food. This is a form of, you know, that some people can be tempted by, is a form of stress, in a way. You know, drinking too much, like the excesses, are a form of stress for your body. The lack of kind of, you know, connection and community, and, you know, the sense of touch, and, you know, all these kind of like human senses at the moment are being, you know, challenged for sure. And so all of this add up, and that's what we can call chronic stress for some people. So basically, anytime your body perceives that situation of stress, whether you are conscious of it or not, then your body will kick in the fight or flight response. And so I'm gonna share, yeah, so basically I'm gonna share something in the comments, so just check the comments, and you will see a chart basically to explain what are the physiological effects of stress on the mind and the body. But basically, so let me do that now. I hope I can do that. I've never actually done it. Can I put that in the comment right now? Not sure. What I can do, I believe, is just post it. So if you're on your phone, anyway, find a way. I'm just gonna post it, because obviously we are not doing that on Zoom. So so I cannot share my screen. Cool. Okay, I just posted it. So if you can have access to it, great. Otherwise, I just carry on. So then you see, so you should see a human body, and then it does branches out, and you can see. So I'm just gonna do as if, you know, people cannot access it. For those who can see the image, then great. But literally, so when your body is in a state of fight or flight, all the energy of the body will be allocated to the arms and the legs, you know, to run away. So there will be like literally tons of sugar being sent to your bloodstream so that it can feed your muscles, and you can have energy, like quick energy, to fight or run faster, right? So you will have other also body system that will be overstimulated, or things in your body like, you know, your focus. You will have your pupils will start to dilate. You will become very alert, specifically on your mission of saving your life. So you will have you know, when you get scared of, like, it's almost like you never know how you're gonna react until you are facing this extreme situation. That's a little bit like this, but so all the energy, you know, will be focused on all the little or bigger functions that will enable you to literally fight to the best of your abilities and run away. So think, you know, mobility, muscles, joints, you know, alertness, you know, your the vision, the heartbeat, you know, all of this will increase. And that's why, you know, some people that, like my dad, I mean, that's probably why I've been stressed a part of my life, but, you know, heart palpitations, and he's someone very stressed and kind of negative and pessimistic. Anyway, I save you the details, but it definitely, you know, it's one of the things, you know, having like heart palpitations, because like your body is constantly in that state of stress. So, so here it is. That's going to be some of the issues that you can see perhaps on this image. So, you know, you will have increased blood pressure. I know that some of the people watching right now, you know, may have some issues with blood pressure. So definitely that can come from that, you know, fast heartbeat, even stroke, you know, and higher cholesterol. But basically, if all the energy goes to your muscles and, you know, and all the functions that I've described, what is happening to the rest? Everything is shut down, people. Everything is shut down. So who cares if you can digest well? Who cares if you can go to the toilet and eliminate, you know, so you probably end up with either diarrhea, constipation, or some issues there. You know, if you don't digest well, like, you know, tummy pain. Who cares if you've got, you know, kind of, you know, fighting and infections, like I was saying earlier. Like, who cares? You've got a bear or tiger running after you. So that's really what's happening, is that no energy is allocated. All the other functions of the body are totally shut down. So some people will have issues with their skin. They will start to have breakout, you know, eczema, psoriasis, you know, typical cold sores like herpes, you know, near the mouth or the nose. They will have skin rashes. They will have yeah, like spots, or in you know, for digestion, stomach and intestines, you're gonna have some issues. Like some people have IBS, and others can have some more inflammatory bowel disease, because obviously, you know, stress, because stress is very inflammatory. So it's basically, he will open the door to a pile of disease that you don't want to have to deal with. But also you might, you know, it might trigger, if we stay on the digestive side of things, for some people, food intolerances, you know, allergies, big time. And that's, you know, when some people have, like, you can see it's actually a sign of weak immune system. You know, when some people have lots of things that are linked to the immune system, allergies, you know, eczema, asthma, hay fever, things like that. And if they are stressed, well, here you go. That's obviously flying up often more during those periods. Then from a joints and muscle perspective, I mean, like, I can see myself, because I'm trying to do my best to bring you value during the workshop. I feel I'm kind of tensing myself, you know, in my neck and in my shoulder. So I don't know if some people, you know, have been having like some back issues or like tensions in neck and shoulder at the moment. And obviously we are slightly or much more, you know, sedentary than before during the lockdown, but there is, you know, for some people it's always there. And so, you know, anything related to inflammation in the joints as well could be, you know, a sign of stress, or how stress affects the body. But also effects for the reproductive system. You know, it's obviously well known that if you want to have a baby, for example, the first thing that you want to do is eat well and reduce stress, for example. So that will definitely have an impact, in fact, on hormones in general. And that's why also when some people have been stressed for a while, it will, in a subtle way, it will have an impact on the rest of their hormones. And where it becomes a real pain is when it starts to actually get your thyroid lazy, right? When it really starts to impact your thyroid hormone, which obviously deals with, you know, metabolism and all the key functions in the body, in fact. So that's why also some people can have, you know, can struggle, can have an ability even to lose weight, you know, and really struggle with that. And then kind of like you enter a vicious circle. So yeah. And then obviously from an immune system perspective, you've understood that. There is more inflammation, there is no, literally, there is no munition, no food, no training, nothing for your internal army when your body is stressed. Is like bare minimum. So yeah, these are the principal things, but obviously, you know, and from a mindset perspective, it will have an impact on, you know, on your mood, on sugar cravings. Oh my God, like, do you have sugar cravings? Like, has anyone ever had some of the symptoms that I've described? I will tell you what I had, but please share in the comments below, like any of the things that I've said from a skin perspective, from a, you know, stomach, like digestion and intestine perspective, and from a like back pain. I mean, come on, like share in the comments. I'm not the only one who has had some of these symptoms, from a behavior perspective, you know, when you are stressed, whether temporarily or like in a chronic way, you know, definitely will affect your mood. You know, you might become more irritable. Yeah, you might have like sugar cravings. You might, you know, become what we call emotional eater, right? Jump on stuff you're not even hungry. And you're not even asking yourself the question, am I actually hungry, or am I just jumping on that? And hello, Leah. Yeah, what kind of symptoms have you ever had that I've described? Just share in the comments. That's useful for everyone, because we feel like, oh, I'm not the only one. No, of course we're not. Like, we are human. And we, the thing is, we experience, you know, some symptoms in a different way. And like for me, it was when I was stressed, a lot of them were actually linked to, you know, in my head, like how, like my mood, irritability, kind of literally the bullshit that I was telling myself about, and the way I was talking to myself, the way I was talking to others, and also like it's still something that I'm, you know, working on at times when I go through periods that are a little bit more stressful. And I guess my partner could say something about those moments. So yeah, that was more that for me when I was stressed, you know, really the mindset side of things was big on me. Like I had also, you know, obviously to some extent sleep disturbances, and I've had kind of episodes of constipation as well, because again, you know, when your body thinks you are running after, you know, you are running away from a target, like who cares whether you go to the toilets doing your thing? It does not. So yeah. All right, so let's move on. So cool. All right, so now, so have you guys shared some of the symptoms in the comments? That's really I guess that's part of another thing that we'll do later, is to raise awareness and to perhaps make you understand how the body works better, if that's not the case for some of you, and just you know, maybe raise your awareness of things that you have a tendency to do, or even like family members, you know, or friends and stuff, but more specifically, you know, for you first, because if you heal yourself, then you are in a better position to help others, right? But obviously things that have happened to you, things that have worked for you, might not work for others. And that's the whole point of understanding first what are the basics, how the body works, and then you can try, you know, the basics, and then different things that will work for you or not. So basically, we are now reaching the third part of the workshop, which is, okay, that's all well and good. You've been talking a lot, but how do we do that? How do we reduce stress to actually boost our immune system? Because we, so all I've been talking about, we're demonstrating you that actually when you're stressed, your immune system cannot function properly, or in some situations just is completely shut down, has no way to actually function. So the key to balance, the key here, how do we do that? The key is to balance. You remember the two parts of the nervous system that I discussed earlier, the sympathetic nervous system and the cool one, the parasympathetic nervous system? Well, that's the deal. That's the key is to balance both of them. And this is your responsibility if you want to improve your health in general, but certainly at the moment, you know, boost your immunity. Is to introduce more sympathetic, as you become more aware of it, as you trial a few things, is to introduce more sympathetic activities, sympathetic time back into your life on a daily basis. And for this, I really suggest that you find rituals, like daily routine, that work for you. I always advise doing this in the morning, because really, for many reasons, from a mindset and positivity perspective and clarity, if you do that in the morning, or at least, you know, the key ones that really make you feel good, it will literally set the intention for the rest of the day. So it will make your day start right, and that's super important. Also on how for the rest of the day you're gonna perceive stress, and how therefore your body will perceive stress as well, and some of the things that will happen in your body that you might not notice. So so here are a few ideas that you can do during the lockdowns. I will move on very quickly on a few. Everyone is talking about yoga and Pilates online courses, and everything is free online at the moment and all of that. So you know that bit, you know, the working out, moving your butt, and you know, doing yoga, Pilates, and all these things are, in a way, thanks to the lockdown, even more kind of like anchored, you know, in the day-to-day life of some people. So that's great. So I won't spend ages talking about that. One that is massively important is good sleep, like 8 hours-ish. Every single day. And as I shared a while ago in a blog that I did on my page, is, you know, your body likes routine, loves routine, but does not mean doing the exact same thing every single day, right? But like the consistency. And so with regards to sleep, this is very important for your body. So it's great to be able to sleep about 8 hours, but it's even better if, for example, you know, you go to bed before, which I've not been doing consistently lately, for different reasons, but where possible, go to bed before 11. And you know, being kind of consistent as to when you go to bed, even actually sometimes during the weekend, it really helps your body to be like, oh, okay, that's, you know, that's what we do, that's what we roll on. Get some fresh air, you know, a good laugh every day, meditate, absolutely, you know, that's one of the things that I do, on a daily basis, and gratitude, I will talk about it. So the laugh every day is a massive one, especially at the moment where well, we have, you know, less human connection and face to face, and even, you know, when you go buy food and stuff, that's that's one of my pleasure of the day. But laughing with my partner, you know, laughing, watching a good movie, playing, you know, simple things, really, it's massively important. So meditate, is one of the parasympathetic activities. Definitely, I will share in the comments. So please, guys, whatever is working for you, I could spend hours literally listing, you know, some of the things that you can do to kind of like, yeah, all the parasympathetic activities. But please list what's working for you, what is relaxing you, what is putting you like in a zone. You know, for some people it's like cooking. For me, I mean, it's great, it kind of relaxes me, but it's not what works the best for me. For some people it's really therapeutic and they are really in a different world. So post in the comment below what works for you, and if you do like you know, a meditation or like I don't know, like other things, like art activities, you know, if you are creative, like learn to play, like learning something new is really important. Like keep doing the stuff that work for you, it's awesome, but learning something new is really, it really stimulates, you know, your brain and gets you focused on not the stress and all the, you know, all the kind of harmful information that you can have on some social media or the news and stuff, but focus your mind on something positive that relax you. So you know, anything that is creative, an art class online that you can take, like painting, or creating your vision board. Like you can even do a family vision board. I mean, how, you know, when are you, if you are a family, you know, with husband and kid at home, when are you gonna find a better opportunity than doing a family vision board than at the moment? That's probably well, that's certainly a positive if you wanted to do that, but also breathing, obviously, you know, listening to music, and you can obviously tick a few boxes at the same time. Personally, what I've been, I will talk to you a little bit more about my routines when, if I have time, or if you want me, guys, to share that. But normally I meditate. It's a non-negotiable, you know, about 20 minutes every single day amongst the things that I do. Lately, I've been doing it a little bit different, and this is what I meant by being consistent, but not necessarily doing the same thing every single day, because then you start to put patterns in place that are not necessarily going to serve you in the long run, and kind of you know, you have to be flexible, basically. But so I've been like, what I was using in meditation, I actually do more like guided visualization. So I'm a big fan of visualization. And like lately, when, you know, we've been running, going for runs and stuff outside, I've actually used that time to listen to meditation or to visualization or to motivational speeches that really help me to focus, to refocus, obviously on all the positives, but also on strengthening that muscle, guys. The brain, really strengthening your that muscle has been for sure one of the key things that have helped me with stress. But I will cover that after. But yeah, like definitely anything in relation to like personal development. So what I was saying is, when I run, I actually listen to some motivational speeches. Some people can, you know, use podcasts or whatever. And some of these motivational speeches are often from athletes. And it's something that resonates with me because I do CrossFit. I mean, I've always been into sports. And it's well known that, you know, when you are an athlete, at some point, you know, it's obviously not only your body that you work on. It's you work on your mindset as much as you work on your body, because not only both are connected, but in the example of an athlete, you know, when it becomes like really freaking hard, and when you've got like lots of competition, lots of stress coming, your body at some point does what it can. But what makes you win is your mindset, is how, why you are doing it, this is what is feeding your motivation. And they also visualize, like before going on a track or whatever, they literally visualize themselves having won. Like, why would you think how can you win if you already visualize yourself having lost, right? So they work a lot on the visualization, which I'm a big fan of. And that's one of the things that I think at the moment is really good for you guys if you're not doing it, but using even with your kids, but using anything that can get you to dream again, get you to activate your imagination. There's something that Robin Sharma said, I think it's something along the lines of, I will put the quote in the comments. Please share in the comments if you have, links of like podcasts that you like, or like meditation that you like. I've put some of my YouTube channel, like what I really love. I think I've actually put them on the YouTube channel. So I will put the link of that. But I think he said, the world is created twice, once in your mind and once in reality, or something along those lines. All the inventions, all the amazing stuff that we benefit from today came from something that did not exist, came from imagination, right? So especially in a time where it's so easy to, I'm barely listening to news and social media notification that just, ditch them, and I just focus on what makes me feel good and what I can do to help people feel good. So these are some of the things that we call parasympathetic activities. They, of course, doing the vision board, you are going to get excited in a way, right? But it's not going to be, you are going to activate your imagination. So for me, it's kind of, well, maybe it's like in between, but for me, it's more recovery zone, where you escape, for a while, some of the things that can, well, actually you don't escape, you just create your next reality. But one of the things that when I was stressed, and even after I left banking, I was still stressed. And the first one to tell me that was my partner. I met with him when I had already changed career, but like just by a few months. I'm just checking the time. Okay, so I will speed up a little bit. But and he told me, but you're still stressed. Like, do you realize that? Like, and he was giving me examples, and well, obviously there was a source of some arguments, but I was the first one to say, I really want to do something about it. Like, I need support, I need help. I really want to do something about it. And but I did not necessarily, I was still studying and changing career at the time. And I did not really seek professional support, which is definitely one way where you can get way quicker than I did. But I had the chance to have a few angels in my life, and clearly he's part of them. And the others know who they are, but literally kind of opened my eyes on that it was actually still reality of my life. And they introduced me to the law of attraction. So I won't cover that into details. I might actually do a workshop on all those things that really made a massive difference for me, and how you could kind of mix them up and combine them if one day you're ready to really make a massive sustainable difference in your day, but in your life in general. So being introduced to the law of attraction and understanding that basically what likes attracts. So and that in a nutshell, what you focus on, you attract. So if you start your day being negative or thinking of negative stuff, then Yes, Karen, the angels coming into your life when you need them, absolutely. And actually, like for me, we are surrounded, without getting too hoo-hoo, but we are surrounded of angels, you know, in a human form for sure. And they did, and I have quite a few around me. So, you know, the support, having and seeking support, whether they are qualified or not, like, you know, to help you, as long as you feel that it's helping you, then seeking support is a massive one. And I guess for some people at the moment, it's even more relevant. What was I saying? Yeah, the law of attraction. So yeah, so basically, if you focus on the things that you don't want, then you are going to attract more of the things that you actually don't want. So hence the kind of like doing activities that are really making you feel good, that are parasympathetic, so really kind of like in the chill zone, helping you to recover, to restore, to take care of yourself, and all of that. So I pass quite quickly on, obviously having a hot bath and things like that. I might post a few things in the comments, but listening to music, obviously all of this is relaxing. But my point is that you will, and this is what I discuss with my clients always, is that there will be things that you can do food-wise and drink-wise, not drinking too much caffeine is one and stuff, like more the physical side of things. Some of them are very easy to put in place, and some of them require a little bit more efforts and will take more time. Mind-wise, which is the other part, of the mind-body connection, you will do things that relax you on the spot, or that always relax you. Like, why do you think I learned massage? Because when I was in banking, super stressed, that was one of the things that was relaxing me. So massage, okay, but like, how long is that gonna last? Like, so you need to have parasympathetic activities that you can refer to, that you can go to, that keep you, that bring your nervous system down on a daily basis. But you also need to work on the deeper stuff. The stuff the stuff that meant that even though I quit banking, that was definitely triggering quite a bit of stress and unhealthy habit in my life. Why I still have stress, when I left this world. And this is on the deeper stuff that you will have the more sustainable. They will take longer, but you will have the more sustainable and the more life-changing results. So I guess we won't go too much into the details of those deeper stuff that are really about managing stress to a deeper level. And that's some of the things that I discuss with my clients. But I think like one quick exercise that you could do is also for stress, is understanding like, what are your triggers? If you think of all the situations where you are stressed, what are your triggers? Is that things that you can control or not? Because there is no point in stressing about the things that you can control, that you cannot control, or do something about it. So that's one thing. But on the things that you can control, okay, which triggers can you get rid of easily? Okay, what do you need to get rid of them? Like, do you need to do certain things at a different time of the day? Do you need to say fuck off or no to someone? Do you need to have a tough conversation? It's almost like and that's one thing that I'm creating for a client at the moment in French, because I don't only have it in English, but it's literally like a small exercise to do and to really like write things down. Because if it's only in your head, sometimes it just do not help you enough. You have to put it down and do little exercise about that. And I feel like setting intentions and daily goals, like daily priorities or even weekly priorities like I do, really help me to feel, well, first of all, one of the things that has helped me is things like simple things, if that can help you, like, will anybody die if you don't do that? Well, the answer obviously most of the time is no. And you know, one step at a time, definitely. You know, one thing at a time, not too many things at the same time, because it gets overwhelming. And really, I think, like, when I became more spiritual the last 2-3 years, for me, you know, when I meditate and when I hear the words, you know, everything, what does she say? She's got a very soothing voice, and it's all about know that you are perfectly where you need to be, and that everything that is happening is unfolding perfectly for you. Everything is perfect. Where you are is perfect. And it feels really reassuring to you know, it keeps it kind of takes you away of this kind of like you know, bullshitting yourself and creating movies and, you know, worrying about things that have not even happened, or that probably will never happen. So it kind of like brings you back to the moment, and whatever happened before, who cares? Where you are at is where you need to start from. And so anyway, these are some of the things that really helped me. And it helped me to, you know, to calm down. And then from there, I'm, you know, I'm thinking of what is it that I have to do in priority today. And I just try and stick to that. Daily gratitude has been something that has been massively important for me. When I go to bed, I never, ever now go to bed without saying at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. But I do like deeply gratitude every single day. You know, and this is a daily practice that I've started about 2 years ago. So it's not just saying 3 things you are grateful for a day. It goes way beyond this, but I'm not entering into details. These are things that I teach my clients, but daily gratitude is a massive one, and that can change your entire you know, day and evening. So it's very important that you know, to reduce stress or keep positive, that you start the day positively, that you start being grateful for everything that you have in your life, and that you finish your day by being freaking grateful every single second for all the things that you still have in your life that you've done today, you know. So by the way, if anyone is interested by the magic, this is how really I went in a deeper layers of gratitude. I know we are running out of time by 5-10 minutes, and I will finish soon. If anyone is interested by the magic, it's a free copy that I can send you. So if you want the magic and know more about, actually in that book they do a 28 days gratitude challenge, and it's so cool. And I will probably run it here or on a Facebook group within you know, within the next few weeks or something. But in the meantime, if you want the book, if you love reading and want an e-copy, drop book in the comments and I will reach out to you. So, all right. So now I want you, finally, I want you to take 5 minutes and list all the sympathetic activities that you do on a daily basis, and the parasympathetic activities that you do on a daily basis. Literally write a list, and you will probably see that what's happening is you do tons of sympathetic activities that keep you switched on all day long, and the amount of parasympathetic activities is probably that high or probably less for some people. So again, remember how you can reduce stress is you're not gonna, don't put in place like overwhelming stuff. You're not gonna change your life overnight, but reducing, stress a little bit by little bit every single day will then make a major difference. So list all the sympathetic activities that you do on a daily basis. So, taking care of the kids, working, I don't know, exercising, because although it helps to reduce stress, it's still a sympathetic nervous system, right? I mean, it still keeps you switched on. So, but let's not make necessarily that distinction. And again, sympathetic activities, I did not say it was negative, okay? So list everything that you do on a daily basis, like a typical day. And list what are the parasympathetic, so the resting, the recovering one, like reading, yoga, blah, 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 that you do, on a daily basis. And because that will reinforce your awareness there. And from there, all you need to do is you need to pick one or two relaxing activities that you would like to do, to try, to implement. So I'll leave you a couple of minutes to do this. So grab a piece of paper and a pen and do that. And please share in the comments for those who want to play with me a little bit. I'm aware that I've been running out a little bit. We are 2 for friends. But if you are up for a game, let's do this, and share in the comments what are the relaxing activities that that you are doing, or that you would like to do more, or that you would like to try. Okay, so now finally, and this is where we are gonna finish the workshop today, is now that you've done that, I want you to pick 3 things. One, that you can, something small, tiny, that you can start today, but that it's something that you can do daily. So obviously everyone has a different starting point. Like when I was in banking, literally I would have had very little on the parasympathetic side of things. Meditation, deep breathing, did not know anything about it. And so, but when I started my journey, I started actually meditating, I think 5 or 7 minutes a day. So whatever it might be for you, it might be like 5 minutes, setting, if you have kids, like being in a room and doing some deep breathing, and there are tons of apps that you guys that are already doing this. Please share for everyone in the links below what has worked for you. We need to, we're in this together, so let's help each other. I will share a couple as well. So pick 3 things. One small thing that you can start doing today, and that thing that you can do then on a daily basis, hopefully. But it can be once every, second day to start with. The main thing is not the intensity, is not the time. It's find the thing that you are keen to try. Find the thing that you think you're gonna like, and get it started. No excuse. Get it started at a time that you think you're not going to find excuse, or that, someone is not going to disturb you at that time. And just like make an appointment with yourself. Come on, everyone can find, everyone's 24 hours a day. We just choose to, use it in the different ways. So if you are, if you want to take this seriously, then just grab 5 minutes, maybe of your day, and then, find the best moment to do this. So one small thing you can start today. The second one is pick something medium size that you can do once a week. Okay, so for me, typically it's kind of, actually I need to think about that. And then the third thing is something big or I guess a bit bigger, that you can do once a month. So for me, like, massage is one thing, but there are others, and obviously when you get to know yourself and have experimented a few things, then you just, it's a toolbox basically, and you just pick into it and use what works for you. So thank you, Julie, for sharing in the comments. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. It's very helpful, and I'm sure some people will be inspired by that. So keep on coming the comments. And I think is all well and good to write things down, or to think about the things that we want to do, but at the end of the day, it's all about making them realistic and making them a reality in your day-to-day. And the first thing to do is to start small, and then see how that works for you, and then you can go from there. But also when you think of something, or if there is something that you want to try, think about like I said earlier, how you can overcome the obstacles, the things that will come on your way, or that have come on your way before, that have prevented you to actually put that in place. So, well, you made it. Thank you so much. This is the end of the workshop. Woohoo! I overran by about 10 minutes. But thank you so much to attend the workshop. I hope it was helpful. This video will be basically, when I finish this, become the replay. So don't hesitate to, feel free to share it with anyone that could benefit from knowing all of this. It's not just about, relaxing more. It's like understanding also how the body works with regards to immunity, to stress. And also, if you are about the free consultations that I was referring to about, if you are serious and committed to improve your nutrition and your health, and understand better what works, especially on the things where you have a little bit more kind of like niggling issues that you've not resolved yourself, then if you want to know more, then drop consultation in the comments below, and I will reach out to you, and then we'll see if you can sneak in for a free consultation, or whether that won't that's too late. Okay, so I'll send you lots of love. I hope that was helpful. Leave me your feedback here, anything you would like me to improve for the next workshop. This was part 1. There will be part 2 next Sunday. Lots of love. Bye.